All right, so the date is the 6th of June 2018, and I want to talk about two things: Bitcoin and Amazon and the stock market, US stock market. But before I get into this, I would like to say that soon I will need to change the format of this channel, and the reason is because there are some people out there who are ripping off my analysis, like total ripoff, where they are literally, talking about now about this level right here between 81 to 83. And they're now looking at this support level right here, and they're now going to short it, and they're talking about the 5.2 level here that I'm talking about for a long time in Bitcoin, and they're not giving out credit. Now, what I normally do is with my morning coffee, I switch on different channels. I want to know what is what the majority of people are looking at, so that I know what the flaws in their analysis is and bet accordingly against them, because the predominant thing about markets is that the majority of people are always wrong. All right, so you don't need a lot of time, like 30, 40, 50 minutes a day to shuffle through the different channels and websites and see what people are actually looking at. They're looking at normally some triangles, Fibonacci's, Elliott waves, and so on and so forth, which of course almost never works. The majority of people are losing money in the market. This is the truth. The majority of the people, 95%, are losers in the market, and the market makers and a small percentage of smart investors and traders are actually making money along the way. And normally what you see on YouTube or TradingView or in these platforms where you can share your analysis is that normally the people who share their analysis really don't know what they're talking about. They might have the proper view of being bullish or bearish, but usually the levels that they are looking at, they're not the real levels whatsoever. All right, so what I will have to do in the future, this is the last video where you're gonna see lines and channels and explanation. All right, in my videos, at least on YouTube. Because I really don't like my work being ripped off. And what they do is, normally when you find something that works, I know the feeling when you find something that actually works in this very powerful type of analysis, you get hyped and you want to use it, and you want to say, oh, look at me, how smart I am, and I figure out what Bitcoin is going to do, or some other currency or whatever. And I understand the desire to, say this is my work and I'm super smart, but many people have to understand that yes, this analysis does work very well, but it's not like I woke up in the morning and I just figured it all out, how to properly make technical analysis. All right. So when people ask me, how am I supposed to learn this analysis? Where did you learn it? And so on and so forth. I always give credit to my mentor and teacher, Paul Coughlin from CoughlinCapital.com. I always do, and whenever they ask me to teach them or something like this, I don't tell them give me money and I'll teach you how to do the analysis. I'll refer them to my own teacher, the guy who actually taught me how to properly look at the charts. All right, so I always give credit. So whenever someone steals somebody else's analysis or idea or whatever, it is a very nice and polite thing to give credit to the guy that actually taught you something, because somebody teaching you how to make money in the markets, how to be free from work from 9 to 5 and how to actually properly make money in the markets. This is a very nice thing, this is something that you owe a lot to this person who taught you this. All right, this is freedom. you stay at home and you look at the charts, you do the thing that you love, and you make money along the way, and you can make a lot of money. You can make a lot more money than most people are doing with their, their lawyers and doctors and so on and so forth. Highly educated people with a lot of hard work, with huge amount of responsibility. Either somebody goes to jail, or if you're a doctor, somebody dies if you make a mistake. Here in the markets, you can lose a little bit of money, but if you know what you're doing, in the long term, you're gonna be just fine. All right, so in the next videos, what you're going to see is you're going to see just levels where I'll be looking for support and resistance. None of those lines will be existing. They're gonna be like squares or just areas of support and resistance. And I'll say why. I'm not going to say why I'm expecting this. I'm just going to run through the chart and say, oh, this is the resistance, this is the support. This is what I think is going to happen. I'm bullish, I'm bearish, and so on and so forth, but no explanation whatsoever on YouTube. I have been thinking about making a website. It's going to be a paid website. So if somebody wants to steal my charts and my analysis, at least they have to pay for it. I'm thinking about a website where the money will go for, because I don't want to take money from people. The people who have subscriptions, subscription-based websites, normally, they're not that good of traders. I mean, why would you want to take money from people for your analysis if you're a good trader, right? I mean, I can make money from the markets. Why should I be taking like $100 from people? So what I am thinking about is making a pay website where the money, like half of the money will actually go for charity, children, old people, sick people, and so on and so forth. And actually, the members of the website, when we actually make money trading the markets, there will be some sort of a fund where part of the money that they win, they can donate again for this charity. And by the end of each month, we'll be donating the money to sick children, or to children without parents, to old people, and so on and so forth. Something like that, where if you want to be part of this community, you have to pay, but the money don't go to me or anybody in particular, but they're used for charity purposes, so that not everybody will join. The idea to have a big channel on YouTube with thousands of subscribers is not appealing to me whatsoever. Because thousands of people actually learning how to make technical analysis is not very good for the people who actually know how to properly do analysis. All right. So anyways, this is Bitcoin, and Bitcoin had a little bit of a bounce here. It is now bouncing to the bottom of this uptrending channel that was pushing the price to the upside. There is what I'm noticing is that in fact, right now, what is calling the shots is the long-term uptrend in Bitcoin. All right, so what we're seeing is that we had support yesterday here. I was watching for this level. It was support, messy support, resistance, support. Now became support again. So maybe we are actually going to visit this level right here. Let's wait and see. It is the 6th. Usually on the 6th, you have the reversal of the trend. But I'm not going to give a lot of credit to the timing at this point, because now too many people are aware of this, and probably the dates are gonna be completely different. So what I'm expecting, if we move up, is a move to either here, which is 8.1, or a move to 8.35 or thereabouts, something like this, for the next few days. If we move up, if we move down, I'm looking, of course, for continued support right here, and I'll become actually bearish if we move in this area right here. If we take out those lows, this one and this one, I'll actually become bearish, and probably in my mind we'll be already going to 5.2k. So pretty much no man's land. This is resistance. this is kind of support, and this is the ultimate support that I just don't think is going to hold the next time we visit it. It's like I don't think it's going to work whatsoever. So yeah, pretty much these are the levels to be looking at. I think that this level is the main contender for being resistance. This is the final level of resistance that I'm pretty sure it will work out. Normally what happens is when the price reverses back to the upside from such a support on the daily, you see that the previous low is taken out by a little bit. So a move above 79.25 is kind of pretty logical thing to happen. All right. So I want to talk about Amazon. All right. So I'm not going to get into a lot of detail how I calculated this level right here for being a massive level of resistance. Now this is kind of a experimental type of stuff. So I will not recommend anybody shorting the US stock market or Amazon, but I will personally make a small short here just for the sake of the experiment. I am noticing that there is a kind of a recurring behavior where the ratios between all the pullbacks in a bubble pattern like this actually are able to tell me where I should be expecting some sort of a blow off top for the price of any bubble. So I'm looking for the top in Amazon to not exceed 1810. All right. Before we actually make a big pullback down to probably even this area right here, so I cannot explain it again, especially on YouTube, why I'm looking for a top in Amazon right here. I already got short. Pretty much shorting here in this line. If it works out, will be like shorting Bitcoin. Shorting Bitcoin right about here. All right. So I'm expecting a little bit of a move to the upside before we actually get the big down move in Amazon. But this is experimental. I would not advise anybody to get short Amazon. I'm just watching it, and if this pattern actually plays out properly, it's gonna be pretty fun. All right, but shorting the stock market in the US is a risky business. I mean, as you can see. This is very bubbly behavior. Amazon back in 2014. All right, so this 2014 was $280. All right, so 4 years later, exactly 4 years later, we're now at 1,700. This is a huge increase. This is more than 500% to the upside. So is it a bubble? I think it is a bubble, and Amazon is not making any profit whatsoever. I think that this is a very good contender for being the top in Amazon, and probably this is going to kind of predict the beginning of another move down in NASDAQ and the S&P 500 and Dow Jones. So I don't think that Dow Jones and NASDAQ and the US indices are going to crash per se. I think they are going to get into a correction mode. All right. Many people are expecting that the US indices will crash so much that, for example, Dow Jones will revert back to 5K. This is totally impossible. In reality, the Dow Jones and the S&P can go double from here, and NASDAQ. All right. So it is possible that we are going to have like Dow Jones at 44, 45, 46, 47,000. Too many people are bearish, still bearish. They're expecting a top or anything like this. Even me right now, I'm expecting a top in Amazon and a big crash. And but the thinking here is different. We can have a slingshot move that will take like a very short period of time, and then a move back up for Amazon and the other stocks in the US. And the reason why I think the stock market is not going to fall is because the euro is in a really big trouble. the European Union is no place to put your money in. All right, so I think that the capital flows from Europe and Japan and the rest of the world will actually go to the US for the next crisis, purely because US is the better economy of all of them. They're not good. The US economy and the US debt and so on and so forth are not good shape, but they're much better than Europe. And Europe has a lot more problems, systemic problems that will play out from now on. And this is why I'm looking for the euro to move below 1-to-1 with the dollar. If you go back and see the videos, the euro was above 121 when I was calling for a move down in the euro. Now it is at 117. You need to reach 116. So the prediction for a lower euro actually is playing out. I'm shorting the euro from time to time, and the euro is in a really bad shape. Right now it's in a consolidation phase. It might go up again above 120 for a short period of time, but by the end of this summer, the euro will revert back to its downtrend. Right now, what you're seeing in the euro is just a short-term move to the upside. It's something like this, where we go down big time, and we are now finding support. This is on the daily or the weekly. So now we are stepping up in the uptrending slope. So I'll be looking for resistance at 118. Or probably just a little bit above 120, just to squeeze the shorts. But let's wait and see what is going to happen. In my opinion, the euro is still bullish for the short term. So this is it. Again, just to recap, Bitcoin, nothing changed. We have major resistance at just above 8K. And that has to be breached so that there is any sort of a significant change of behavior right here. So the two places to get short Bitcoin is right here and right here. And if we move down and move below this level of support on the daily, this is going to be a very nice short position for a move to 5.2K. So this is going to be a pretty profitable move as well. No man's land. It can do anything at this point. It can go up, it can go down, it can go down and then up. So these are the levels to watch, all right? All right, so this is it, and I'm out. Bye.